Hi. So I see that three people are with me, and it's really a pleasure to have this opportunity to be with Mytree Yoga today and with you. In welcome to my living room, welcome to your living room, wherever you're working. Um, Alexander technique. Hi, Emma. Alexander technique for me, the first lie down I experienced was in my undergraduate work. Um, and I remember it was right before a dance company that I was involved with before. It was a company that I was apprenticing with, and we all were led through this lie down in Nashville before we started the concert. And I was like, whoa, what was that? I need more of that in my life. And that's when my deepening practice of awareness and presence began in a way. And so today, I wanted to just kind of brief you on what will we be experiencing together. So presence and awareness and ease in our bodies, in our breath, in our system. In this moment right now, where there's so much happening in the world, I hope that this class for you is a little bit of rest, a little bit of connection, more awareness that you can bring into your everyday life. You can taste deeply right now from this relaxation, from this lie down that I will be leading you through, and then through a series of movements. And then just really allow yourself to let go, to be in this place, to be in this space, to be held, to let yourself work with gravity, and to let this hour and 10 minutes really be for you and what you need. I know that since time has really changed for people in these past few weeks that we're dealing with social distancing or quarantine, for some people, time has really slowed down, and for others, it's really sped up because their lives are now in a completely new reconstruction of how they're using their time. So I hope that this is a moment that you can really slow down and connect to your body. So let's go ahead. I mentioned in the description that you would need a book. And you'll see here, I'm going to place my camera on my mat. So this is where I'll be teaching the class. And I'm just going to scoot it this way a little bit. Okay, great. You'll see that I have a book there. For Alexander technique lie downs, the reason that we use a book is to really just have that same support. If you look at how when you're standing, you notice that really your skull is not as far back. The back of your skull is normally not as far back as your back. So to create the same conditions that we have as standing, if you can find a book, by the way, this is an amazing book, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. But yeah, just an inch or so, not even, if you feel like that's too thick, to really experiment with how your head feels most supported. So come on down to your mat. And here we're just going to be in a lie down position, semi-supine. So our knees are up towards the ceiling. Our feet are naturally balanced. And you might want to play for a moment with just like where exactly you feel that specific balance. It might mean if you feel like you're needing to tense your quads a lot, then move your heels closer to your sitting bones. See if that feels like you can really just support this shape here. And if you still feel like your legs are just doing too much work to support the shape, you can also just toe heel your feet out towards the edge of your mat and let your knees just rest towards one another. So, whichever is more comfortable for you. So at the beginning of this class, it's going to be really passive and in our bodies, and active in our awareness, in noticing our body in our stillness. So we'll be in this position, and I'll just lead you through a body scan of sorts, of helping you find more release in your body. So welcome to your mat, and you can see I'm starting with my eyes closed. So I'll invite you to close your eyes as well. And see how that already changes your body. See if as you close your eyes, you can allow the eyes to really rest back into your eye sockets. To make that even easier, easily bring the palms of your hands up to your eyes and let them rest. So not holding any tension, letting even your elbow and your shoulder joint be easy. And then notice how your eyes respond when there's no light coming through your eyelids. Feel here the depth of your skull. So here you can feel, which is really beautiful, the front surface of your face, where your eyes are, all the way down to where your head, the back of your skull, is balanced on the book. See if that can give you information about the three-dimensionality of your body. So as I titled the class from 2D to 3D, if your life has been a lot of screen time, of seeing yourself in a very flat image, see if just this simple motion of experiencing your eyes, releasing back into the eye sockets, feeling your head being held by the floor, allowing gravity to move through the body, allowing your body to respond to gravity and release towards the floor. See how that changes your perception of your body. From here, allow your eyes now. I'm going to go in a clockwise circling of the eyes. So if you can keep your eyes releasing in the eye socket, and see if you can let them in a clockwise rotation move. And now relax your eyes, stop the motion. Now see if you can feel your neck nice and easy, your head releasing on the book. Even your cheekbones easy, your lips, your chin. Feeling every surface of the body that is touching the floor. See if you can really let those surfaces release and spread out. Now keeping those surfaces easy, one more time, allow your eyes to circle in the same direction we went last time, clockwise. And let that go. And notice what you notice about your body, about your thinking. If you notice that any tension has come into your neck, if your arms are holding a little bit, see if you can notice that. Let it be. And then slowly allow that tension to release. And feel the flow through your body as you feel that tension release. Now, keeping that easy relaxation through the arms, through the whole system, allow the eyes to move in the other direction. And release. I'm going to do that one more time and see if as you relax the body, you may even be able to feel that movement all the way down to your tail in a way. So releasing the backs of your eyes again and let your eyes go in a counterclockwise position or rotation, sorry. Good. And let that go. Feel the weight of your hands. Now slowly feel the distance from your hands to the back of your head, of your belly to the back of your back, your knees to your feet, soles of your feet. Keeping that awareness of your back space, feeling that touch of the floor, feeling your back release into the floor. Now let your hands easily move away from your closed eyes. And then place them on your torso where they feel comfortable. Maybe right around the solar plexus, close to the ribs. Now here we're really exploring with the eyes, and see if you can still, with this new light coming through your eyelids, see if you still can feel that release of the back of the eyes being held in the eye sockets. So there's not a pulling forward, but a releasing back. Great. And as you feel that, see if you again can circle your eyes counterclockwise. And let that go. Then circling your eyes the other direction. And let that go. Keeping your eyes closed for a moment, keeping that same direction of allowing the eyes to release in the back of the eye sockets. Feeling the head really being held by the book underneath your head, even held by the floor underneath the book. And then journey down towards your shoulders. Just notice your shoulder joint. See if you can really, from what you've seen about your anatomical skeleton, right? Like, what can you picture about the clavicles connecting to the sternum and then connecting over towards the shoulder joint that includes the head of the humerus and the spine of the scapula. And as you envision those joints, see if you can just allow them to release. Allow for a little space. Some people may like to envision like clouds or oil going through those spaces in the joint. It may be helpful to think of your skeleton as heavy, allowing the bones to rest even further than they are right now. Feel the upper arm bones resting. In that same three-dimensional way, you may want to play with noticing the surface of the body that's touching the floor of the arms, feeling the elbows, and then notice the front surfaces, the temperature of the hands, the temperature of your clothing. And as you feel that three-dimensionality, as you feel your wholeness, allow your body to not just be stuck in its framework of the body, but allow it to expand towards the molecules of air surrounding your body. Check into your cervical spine, in your neck. See if you can allow for any more ease through the vertebrae that make up our cervical spine. Similarly to our shoulder joint, there's so much motion that can happen here. And just allowing for space, for release, for any tension that's being held to let go. Now going down towards your thoracic spine, maybe you're in a sunny place in your room like I am, feeling the heat of your surroundings and letting that encourage your whole torso, your thoracic spine, your lumbar spine, your pelvis to release even further. Now notice your upper leg bones and see if you can allow the femur head of your upper leg bone to really rest in the hip socket. So the weight in a way can pour down from the upper leg bone down towards your hips. And then your lower leg bones, the weight of them can release down towards your ankle on both sides. And then feel your feet, the soles of your feet, releasing towards the earth. Notice your tarsals, your metatarsals, your really complex and beautiful ankle joint, your calcaneus bone, your heel. Notice all of your lower body in its complexity. Let any joint that needs to, from this safe balancing position, right, of being held from the earth, see if it can let go just a little more. Notice when your body lets go, what happens with your mind. Seeing if maybe right now you have a little more space, not only in your body, but also in your mind, in your presence, in your thinking. Now, for this fun little experiment, think about a more localized spot on your body. Find a place on your body that you feel is really easy. Notice that. Now find another localized spot, a place in your body that you feel is really easy and relaxed. And tune into that. Now kind of a different experiment. See if you can find a space in your body that you think is still holding just a little tension. It could let go even more, find more ease. First, just notice that. See if you can color the tension. If you can feel it. And now, if you can allow that to let go. Notice as that tension dissipates, how it travels through the whole body and releases out. Allow that tension to move through the body and release out of the body. Maybe down past your mat, maybe out the top of your head. Now keeping all surfaces of your body nice and easy and relaxed. Just enjoy this. Be with this moment. Notice how your body is naturally breathing without you changing your breath. Beautiful. Now keeping all of your body as easy as possible. Noticing the ease of the body. See if you can flicker your eyes open. Letting the light from the room enter into your eyes. And hopefully that brings release on your eyes. So you can maybe notice an object in the room. Notice how we have the option to allow that object to come towards us, or we could pull towards that object with our body. And for now, let's choose the first option. So really allow that object to easily just come towards the body. So we can still feel our back relaxing on our mat. We can feel our shoulders releasing, our elbows, our knees, our ankles, our head, neck. And still take in the room. Maybe you want to notice your peripheral vision, how you can see your whole ceiling, how you can see the sides of the room, even maybe the sides of the floor, your couch. What's a little bit above your head, what's down close to your feet. Noticing all of this while you keep yourself easily resting on the floor. Even see if you can keep your lips and your tongue easy, the tip of your nose, your brow. And now as you're in this easy position, see if you can feel now the aliveness of your fingers and toes, and almost like you're moving your feet and your hands for the first time, your wrists and your ankle joints for the first time. Let yourself really just feel how your body moves. Feel your fingers in their three-dimensionality. Feel your knuckles. Feel how your skeleton moves. How the muscles around the skeleton move. Let's focus on this bonier reality for a moment. Focus more on so that we can keep that release and letting our superficial muscles let go and not hold us into place, but just release so we can come to a deeper idea of our core. And now let that movement go of your feet and actually let your fingertips come in front of your body. And my elbows are lifting off the floor. So now I feel a loop through my fingers, through my hands, through my elbows, through the back of my back, connecting to my heart space. Like a loop of energy is going through my back and through my arms. So check in here and see if you can see if your back is really releasing still. If you can let a little bit of that energy of holding your arms up, let that go and see how actually your skeleton is doing just great without some of those muscles really pulling or pushing. So what can you let go of that's not necessary? And here, let this loop travel to the left side of your midline. So it's still above your body, and then the right side of your midline. And it's kind of like you're moving through water, moving slowly your arms. You can come up above your head. You can come down towards your hips, to the side, wherever you want. But see if you can stay with that easy feeling of keeping your back on the floor. We're just moving our arms here. Whatever direction you want to go, closer to the ceiling, closer to your belly. But it's not about the arms moving. It's about your back staying easy, your head and neck staying easy on the floor. If you notice that, like, oh, there's some tension there, let go, pause. Pause your moving arms. And see if now you can return to that easy feeling of being held by the floor and now move, keeping that. Yeah, so maybe that just got a little easier for you. Good. And now let your arms rest out to the side. So you have like a T position. Here I'm going to lead you through a spiral of your right arm. So start by looking towards your right fingertips. And just notice the distance of your fingertips to your arms. And also see if you can allow your eyes, even though we're looking at our fingers, see if you can allow them not to pull towards them, but just to release, have a soft, easy focus. And then you're going to let your hand trace up above your head. Your fingertips are dragging on the floor until they can't anymore. And you're still trying to look towards your hand. Then once your hand gets parallel, close to your other hand, just connect them in space like this, as if they were still connected through a loop. Keep your back releasing, even if part of your shoulder has to come off the floor. And now reverse that. So let the left arm come down. Let your right arm trace back towards the T position. Great, now we're going to do that on the left side. Look towards your left fingertips. Let your eyes be easy. Your left hand traces up above the top of your head. We don't see it for a second, and then it comes back into view. Here, you want to find that connection. Fingertips together, releasing through your mid-back, through your scapula, keeping the neck easy. Let the right hand come down, and then the left arm return back. Good. I'm going to do that one more time. Look over to your right hand. See if you can this time think of your palm also being easy. Bring your fingertips up above the head. As you get to the T position, see how much you want to let the right shoulder lift off the ground. Maybe it's not at all, and you just want to think about that connection, the loop across both arms, and then reverse back down. As you're doing this, you might notice that you feel that really deep core activating. We're not doing it with our superficial muscles, but our body is responding to our skeleton moving. So feel your left fingertips come up and above the head and then come down. Let your left fingertips reach towards that. Here we're getting into a little bit of a spiral through the body, feeling the energy through both of the arms and then letting that left hand return back. Good. For a moment, bend both arms. Let your elbows come closer to your body. We're just going to let the right fingertips reach up towards the ceiling. And notice here the distance from your fingertips to the back of your back. See if there's a part of your back that can release back down towards the floor now and let go. Once you find that release, let yourself start moving your thumb side of your arm, tapping into your radial rotation, and then let your pinky side of the finger move. Let this simple action happen and see if you can release your elbow. So you'll notice here that your upper arm actually doesn't need to do much of anything. You're just moving your lower arm. Your radius is rotating. And do that again. See if again you can peel back a layer of tension. If you notice that you have a little, maybe you play a game like, could I let go a little more? Yeah, and if you can, just notice that. And then again, can I let go just a bit more? And then let your right elbow return easily, folding in the joint towards the floor. Let's let the left fingertips come up towards the ceiling. Start by just noticing the distance of left fingertips to the back of your back. Maybe scan your back. See if your lumbar spine, your thoracic spine can release. And then let yourself come into radial rotation. The thumb side of the hand, releasing the elbow, the left pinky side now rotates. The right, where the thumb goes around, and then the left pinky goes around. Play that game again. See if you can ask yourself if you can let go a little more. Even if it's in your wrist, and then continue. See how that movement feels different. So this is a game that can translate to your work day, as I was saying, from 2D to 3D. Whenever you're typing or you're sitting or you're standing and cooking something, see if you can tap into your body and say, with this action, can I do a little less? Can I let go of unnecessary tension? That's a cool thought that will help you. So here we're just going to allow the right heel to feel the floor and let the front of the ankle soften. And we're going to flex that foot. From there, see if you can trace your yoga mat with your heel out and away. And from here, you'll notice this beautiful distance of top of head, crown of head, all the way down to the sole of your foot. Still with an easy back. So here, this is kind of like standing. And notice here that while we're standing on the floor, notice what parts of your body do you feel easily releasing back. Maybe you could imagine that if you were standing with this much width, with this much release, how it might feel different. Then let the back of your right knee easily fold. And bring yourself back to our lie down position. Now we're going to flex the left foot. Even with that flex, see if you can release the front of the ankle. Let your left heel trace down the yoga mat. And here, just enjoy that long line of energy from your foot all the way to the top of your head, even beyond. See if you can feel the energy traveling through your body, out your leg, out the top of your head. Good. And now let the back of the knee fold. Good. From here, we're going to just tap into feeling our left foot on the ground. And from there, feeling that support, just let your right knee release forward and away as you let your right foot come off of the floor. Good. From here, we're just going to play with our hip joint. So notice that as the knee is easily just rotating outward towards the right side wall, and then back inward, feeling some inward rotation towards your midline. You may want to put a gentle hand on top of your knee just to feel yourself guiding your right hip, your right knee to the side. Good. You can make tiny circles, seeing what you notice about, seeing if you can feel what that hip joint, the femur head, what it feels like. How deep is that joint for you? And as you do that, just like earlier, it's not about the hips, but see if you can notice while your hip is moving, your back totally released on the floor. So yeah, your leg happens to be moving, but you're really conscious about the full back on the floor. Nice. And notice here how, as you're playing with that, you can see that on our skeleton, our legs connect at the front of our body. It's not like they're just an extension of our tail. Our legs are in front of our back. As a dancer, this kind of blew my mind when I found that out, and it actually helped with my extension and flexibility. Now, let that leg come to stillness, and then feel the foot just easily return back to where it was on the floor. See if you notice anything different about these different sides of your body, your right and your left leg. Now notice your right foot releasing into the ground, as again, you let the back of the knee just come forward, easily releasing, so that you can let the left knee come towards your chest. And here you can put an easy hand on your knee again if you would like. And just feel here, how deeply can you feel into your hip joint. And let's feel deeply by releasing. So not like feeling a grind in your hip joint that you want to feel the bones, but rather let your leg be nice and easy. Let the muscles surrounding the bones release so that there's no extra tension, unnecessary tension doing any work. And as you feel this leg moving, you can play. Maybe you want to rotate out towards the left side, in towards your midline. Maybe you want to stay with the circles. Whatever you do, continue noticing your full back on the floor. So you can feel your sacrum on the floor. You can feel your thoracic spine, a bit of your lumbar spine. You can feel your head on the head platforms or your book. So it's like, oh wow, my knee's moving, my leg is moving, but look how the main thing here is just keeping your back easy. So a similar idea at one of my first Alexander technique classes is you let your foot return to the mat, was even as I walked out of my lesson, here we can just find ourselves resting on the floor. I was holding a coffee cup, and my teacher said to me, see if you can even do a little less with how you're holding that cup. As I walked out the door, and I realized the grip I had on my Starbucks cup at the time was way too intense. I didn't need that much pressure. I didn't need that much grip. So even here, as we are releasing on the floor, what parts of your body are still holding on that you don't need to hold on to? And again, you can carry that as you feel that release. I have a sense of how I am a three-dimensional being, how my body is complex and curvaceous and three-dimensional. And so you can carry that into your workday as well. When you're starting to feel like a two-dimensional image on a screen, see what extra you can let go of. So here we're going to notice our three-dimensional feet, the soles of the feet. I like to say palms of the feet sometimes, even though it's not correct, because it just seems a little more puffy. And I like to think about my feet really having a lot of life and being easy, like the paw of a kitten or an animal. So seeing from here, if you can keep your feet, your knee joints, your hip joints easy as you bring both knees towards the chest. Here you can play with those circles again just for a moment. And again, we're just checking in with how easy our back can be. Maybe you can hear my neighbor playing piano. That's nice. If you hear something else in your room, see if you can not push against that, but incorporate it into your experience of moving your body. So even if we're like a car honking on the street, see if you can allow that vibration to move through your body and add to you releasing. Here, cross your legs, cross your ankles, rather, and see if you can just bring easily, let your legs lengthen. It's not important to straighten the knees here. It's more we're focusing on letting our belly stay easy in our back. So this is just as much as I'm going to let my legs lengthen. And here, just find the tiniest circles that you can of your hips. So as you make this tiny circle, notice how you feel your hips in a different way. Maybe they feel more narrow than they did earlier. See if you can connect again with letting your back release, and not just your back, but the front surface of your body can be held by your back surface too. So let your belly be soft, let your chest and your sternum be easy, your clavicles. Now let your feet circle the other direction. Good, and maybe cross your ankles the other way. Circle one direction with your feet, keeping those tiny circles. Good, and then the other direction. Great, and bring your feet down. We're just gonna activate some cross-lateral patterning. So let your right fingertips lift up and your left leg. You can just play here with your wrists and your ankle. Good. Maybe let your elbow come to touch your knee. Then my head had to come off the platform there, that's fine. And then return it. Here we're gonna now let the left hand, the right leg come up. let those limbs release towards the ceiling. Find your wrists and your ankles circling and then go the other way. Good. Now release. See if you can let those joints be, and then circle. It just makes everything feel a little more juicy, a little more alive. From here, let your elbow and your knee connect, and then come back. Good. From here, spread out into a big X position. So that looks like your hands are above your head and your legs are out. Kind of like, I think it's almost like you're joining the corners of your yoga mat from your arms and your legs. So you're on that trajectory. Here you're going to bend your right knee and you're going to let the whole leg come down and around. So I'm going towards the left corner of the room, and that's bringing, but I'm not going any further. I'm not going to flip over, but notice here how this brings a spiral through my body. Then I'm going to let my hip bring me back, let the knee bend, and then replace the leg down. Good. We'll start the same way this time. We're going to have the back of the left knee lift up. From here, we're going to trace. Let that leg reach towards the right corner of the room. Feel that spiral going through the whole body so you can play with it. Maybe pull your toe in 1 inch away and then let your left pinky pull you back and then pull in one direction. And here, this should give you an idea of that spiral. It also helps us feel our three-dimensionality. Now the hip brings us back. We return to our back and lengthen back into our big X. From here, see if you can bring with easy joints both elbows and knees together. Good. Now both limbs reach up. Good. We're going to replace the hands now back in the floor on our big X. From here, it's a little bit more intense where you might want to watch first. My right leg is going towards the left corner of the room. And my left leg this time just reached more down the center of the mat. So here it's more of a narrow spiral. And then you can really feel how as your hip is bringing you back towards the mat, bring your right knee into your body and your left knee into your body. Good. You can feel that simultaneous pull of your hip, your fingertips, your shoulder, your hip, all the way down to your other toe leading you back. Let's practice on the other side. So feel your left toe reaching towards the right corner of the room. Here you can play that same thing with your toes, your fingertips leading you back, and then your toes leading you towards that corner. And then your fingertips, and then your toes. Now with this, see if you can play with what we've been playing with the whole time, which is like, can I do a little less? So if I just barely pull with my left fingertips, you still feel that energy come all the way through. The spiral still leads you back. Good. Now from here, we're going to come into a fetal position on your left side. And now we're going to work more into our body half. So here, just see how you can enjoy that your upper half of your body, your right side, is totally being supported by your left. And allow yourself to just enjoy that for a minute. See if in the same way that we were letting the back release way down past the yoga mat, see if you can let the left body half release and then it holds the right. Good. From here, we're going to open like a book. So you'll see that this side of the book I'm opening together, meaning my right arm and my right leg opens like a book. I keep my back easy. I'm following my right side with my eyes. and then I close like a book on this side. So what makes this movement pattern possible is when your head, neck, and back relationship are easy. And I can allow here, when we're going to reverse it, I'm lifting my left body half. I'm letting my eyes trace the palm of my left hand or the whole picture of my left hand. And then you'll see that your right body half just has to follow. Good. Remembering that we're still trying to let the weight release onto the floor. So yes, our limbs are moving, but the main thing is, can we keep our back releasing to the floor? If you are a mom or a dad, or you just spent some time taking care of nieces and nephews or babies, you'll see that you see babies playing with this movement all the time. When you bring your body, just keep playing here with your right or your left side folding. It's like a pouring out of energy. So here we're allowing the left body half to open, keeping that going, looking that direction, and then everything pours towards the other side. Good. This is a similar action, except we are reaching through now with the right body half. So again, I'm going to reach my right fingertips out, my right toe and leg out. That brought me to my back, and then I bring my left body half out. Now I'm back to my big X. To get inch back over to my right side of the fetal position, I'm going to fold into my book and then fold into my book through the extended arm on my left side. Now we're going to do the opposite. You can see it from this view. The left body half opens, brings me to my back. I'm in big X. Now the left body half folds so that the right body half can be long, and now we're back in our fetal position. Let's try that again in case you were watching the first time. Lengthening out with the right body half, hand and foot on that side, and then by the time you come to the yoga mat, your left side is sorting itself out to be in your big X. Now your knee and your elbow reach towards one another on the right side, and the left side traces to meet your other half in fetal position. Relaxing your mouth and your tongue and your back. Let's go again to the other side. Feel the length of the left side, keeping your tongue, your mouth, your head, your neck, your back easy, folding on the left side, and then letting that trace on the right side bring you back in. Good. Now this is where it becomes a little bit of a brain teaser. Here, we're going to open like an X on this side, but then we're going to close like a book on the left side and bring everything in. Let's do that again. We're going to lengthen on the left side, everything, body half on left side opens, but we close with the right body half closing like a book, and everything meets in the middle. One more time, just like that. Lengthening on the right side, now closing like a book. Good. I'm going to scoot forward because I keep hitting my meditation pillow down there. Okay, good. Keep your back releasing. One more time. Open like an X and close like a book. Good. Now, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to open like a book, close like an X. So start by looking at your right hand. You open body half. Once you're towards your big X almost, you let your left body half lengthen, and you end up on your right side. Now we're going to let the left body half open like a book. Keep your eyes looking at that left hand, back easy on the floor. Reach up and over into your big X on the right side. The leading side opens like a book. The following side opens like an X. And we meet. Again, the leading side opens like a book. The trailing side opens like an X and we meet. Good. Now, we're going to do upper and then lower. So you might want to watch first. I'm opening my upper body like a book. Arm, arm, and then foot, foot. And you try and let on the other side, everything lands in that same order. So again with the left side, left arm, left leg, right leg. Good. Let's do that again. Right arm, right leg, left leg. Other side, keeping your head, neck back easy as you roll on the floor. Left arm, left leg, right leg. Good. Okay, the last little brain teaser to connect all of these different cross-lateral and upper half and lower half and body half patterns is going to be the opposite there, where we do the lower part first. So we're going to do your leg, right leg, left leg, and now the right arm, left arm. You might notice that some of these movement patterns might feel more natural for you, and maybe that's your initiating or your stronger part of your body half. Now we go with the left leg, left arm, right arm. Let's do that again. Right leg, and right arm, left arm. One last time. Oh, leg, left leg, right leg, and left arm, right arm. Good. From here, let's take a break from that and just come back to your X. So this is a more, and if you want, you can sort yourself out back on your mat here. This is a more advanced way to kind of curl ourselves up. So if you don't mind just watching this for a moment, because my verbal cueing may not be as clear as it can be. So I'm going to start by doing what we started all of the big X stuff with, which is we look towards our right hand. I'm going to let my fingertips trace across the floor, across my book. Keep looking towards that, and I'm actually letting my eyes trail back to my left hand as it brings me up into this position. Here, I'm just kind of draping up and over my hips. Okay, from here I'm going to then rotate around, let my right arm find the floor, but I'm not just dumping into that arm. I'm keeping some tensegrity so that I can release and keeping that loop and then release back out into my big X. Okay, let's try it together on the right side, and then we'll do it together on the left. So we'll look over at our right hand, follow with our eyes as our fingertips trace the floor. Keep following that hand with your eyes, and then let yourself take in the left hand too as it comes up. From here, let yourself drape over your legs so you can enjoy that you're feeling your sitting bones on the ground. Then we're going to reach around. I can see my left fingertips and my right as I pour down to that right body half first and out to the big X. Good. Now, one final time, let's do the left side again, since some of you did your right twice. We're going to look up to our left, reaching up and over the body, keeping going with that feeling. And now we're up. Good. Let's keep going. We actually have it on this side. Keep your right fingertips and your left fingertips in your eye, in your vision, as you come back down. Good. Stay where you are. I just gave myself a 15-minute warning. Okay. Great. Thank you for staying with me. Okay, if you can find yourself actually on your back one last time, we're going to finish by kind of knitting through our midline a little bit. So you're back here in semi-supine. Bring your fingertips together and then let your palms come together and rotate to where the fingertips are up towards the wall behind your head, up above your head, and then the palms rotate down towards your toes, and then up past the top of your head and down towards your toes. Good. From here, we're going to go up towards the top of your head. Let your knees reach out and away, and you're at the same time, your hands are reaching out above your head. Now as your hands slice through the center, feel your back simultaneously coming back to the floor. From here, letting your elbows release, your fingertips come back to where your palms are at heart center. We're going to let our knees go out and away. So the direction is that the knees are going out and away. It's not about the hips coming up. At the same time, while our fingers reach out and above the top of the head. Good. And now you're going to slowly slice through the space with your arms as you feel your spine simultaneously coming down to the earth. Good. And release back. Palms in front of the heart. Good. From here, if you can just roll over to your right side. Slowly press up here. And we're going to come into a table position. So while you find table, I'm going to grab this so I can snooze the next alarm. Now, this is interesting too because a table, in a way, is a position that we are in often if we're sitting. This is how our body could look when we're seated on a stool or on a chair. So you can feel that your knees are away from your hips. You can feel too that there's lots of options with your tummy. You can dump down, right, which is not very supportive or honoring that length and width through our back. So instead, let's just do a slow little rock forward, 1 inch forward and then 1 inch back. And here I'm thinking out the top of my head and out my sitting bones. So I'm just thinking of a big, long line of energy. For most of us, we need to think of our belly button, our navel, not dumping towards the floor, but coming towards our spine. So here we're not trying to tuck the pelvis under, but we're trying to think out the sitting bones and out the top of the head. As you do this, try and recall how it felt to be on the floor a moment ago, when you felt that support of your full system being held by the floor. See if those spots on your back are still like warm, or they still feel where they were being supported by the floor, and see if you can allow them to release back again. So instead of everything dumping towards the floor, keep that three-dimensional understanding and reality of your body. Good. Now from here, we're going to inhale a little bit forward, tuck the toes, and then as we do a little easy exhale, let the head and tail connect as you come into an arch, and then we're going to go forward on an inhale. And then as we exhale, let the head and tail and a nice long curl up here. Good. Now coming back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, coming to an arch. Really think of your skull, the crown of your head connecting to your sitting bones, and then coming forward in neutral. And then exhale, the crown connecting here to your tail, to your sitting bones, to your pubic bone. Good. Now from here, we release into our neutral spine. See if you can find ease in your elbows here. So you're not just stiffening into your back, but you're letting your joints remain easy, even in their length. And here we're going to tuck the toes and lift into downward facing dog. For now, can you bend your knees just a tiny bit and see if you can increase from the palms of your hands to your sitting bones. Feel that long line of energy. Now keeping that sitting bones to hands, and then if you can, lengthening through your legs, but keeping the main thing about the length of your back. Breathe here. Again, inhale. And exhale. We're going to walk our hands intentionally, feeling each inch along the way towards our legs. We're going to feel the knees come forward, the front of the ankles easily fold. Notice how you can already feel the weight shifting into your feet and feel that support as you slowly roll up through the spine. Take your time. We were on the floor for quite a while, so keep your knees bent if you need to. If you feel lightheaded, good. And now I'm going to change the angle. Nice. So you can see more of the full body. So as we do, we're going to do a little bit of balancing here. Excuse me, trying to find the right position. Okay, great. As we are in our nice verticality, first just take a little walk around the room and see if you can notice your back space. So see if maybe after all this time on the floor, of feeling your full length and width of your back, if you do feel taller, if you feel more supported in your back, if you feel more width across your lower back especially, if you feel maybe like your legs are just easily folding and moving in their joints, and the same thing with your arms. So keeping that there, we're going to come now to a still position and feel your knee just easily come forward and then replace that back down. Now feel your right foot into the ground. You can feel your weight ever so slightly transfer that way as you feel the back of your left knee come forward. Good. And then bring that left knee back down, keeping your elbows, your wrists soft. Now, same thing. We're pouring into our left foot. And from here, let the back of your knee bring you into where your foot is lifting off. Good. Here we are balancing. From this balance, see if you can feel the full width of your back. Or actually here, you can find a tree position, either up or down, whichever you would like, just not on your knee joint. And even from that, feel the palm of the foot, the sole of the foot, into your lower leg bone. Feel your left leg going into the ground, and see if there is anything that you can do a little less with and still hold this here. Good. And now your other side. We're going to feel the right length the same way that when my right heel stretched across the mat and I felt that connection to the top of my head. Feel that now in your standing position, your right foot all the way out the top of your head. Let the back of your left knee be what brings that leg forward. From here you can find tree pose. This is another three-dimensional idea. You can see here a spiral, right? It helps you realize you're not just a 2D image as you rotate your Hands out, your palms forward. Feel your three-dimensionality. Feel your left sole of your foot coming towards your right lower leg. And then again, check in with your back. Can you do a little less and find your width in your back so that you can really connect with your head, neck, back relationship? Bring that left knee forward and then the legs down. Good. One final activity. I kind of hinted towards it in my earlier, while we were on the ground. But even here, if you can come to your screen and you see an image, and as you see this image of aware of the back of your back, you see how that shifted my body, and now become aware of your elbow joints, even your hip joints. Hopefully you're seated if possible. Your knee joints, your ankles, even your tongue being easy, your cheekbones, your lips. So this is one little experiment you can do right before you're starting a Zoom session or an online session. Use this seated time, or you're talking to one of your mini students. Use this time to check in with your body. Feel the weight of your pelvis being supported by the stool. Feel your sitting bones. You can rock side to side to get that information from your sitting bones. As you reach your arms forward towards the keyboard, see if you can feel your fingertips and the distance away from your back. Notice how there my joints just released in my arms, right? So ask yourself all day long as you're typing, it's natural to start holding tension anywhere in your body, and ask yourself if you can do a little less, if you can relax wherever you do feel that tension, and just feel how your body responds in another way. So I just want to thank you for your time today. I know you all could be doing millions of online resources right now. So I really do hope that you found this useful. If you find a way to connect this, especially I'm interested in the connecting points from practice and then into your practice, how you might tonight when you're cooking, it might feel different, or you have a thought that returns to you that we played with in our floor class. Let me know. I'm curious to hear what worked for you, what felt great, even those things that felt confusing. Please let me know. And when I offer the next one of these, I can answer those questions. So let's remember this week that we are three-dimensional beings. When we find ourselves leaning into the camera or becoming flat, help us to I hope that this helps us to remember our back and our whole not just our back, right? Two surfaces, but all of the dimensionality of our body, the air surrounding our body, the support that we have from within and from without. And so I wish you health. I really thank you for your presence, and enjoy everything else that Mytree Yoga is offering. And thank you so much, Courtney, for making this possible for all of us. Take care. I'll see you soon.